So Intel wanted to have people buy more PCs, and they decided that if more people properly manage those PCs, it would help organizations, companies buy more PCs. So we partnered with Intel, and I actually really remember. I remember my very, very first customer. It was 20th Century Fox. Now, bear in mind, the company was me. And we walk into Fox Tower in LA. And if you know the building, it's the one where, if you ever watched Die Hard,
okay,
that's Fox Tower. They filmed that movie while they were building Fox Tower. So I walk into that building, a little terrified, to be honest.
What am I doing?
Yeah, and we sit down. Luckily, I got someone from Intel right next to me, so that instantly gave me some credibility and certainly helped. But at the end of the meeting, they said, "Great, we're excited to get started with you guys. We just want to come down and see your office." And I didn't have an office at the time, and in the company was just me. So anyway, I frantically figured out how to get some office space. I called around all my friends, told them to bring their computers, had them all come into the office when they came to visit, and had them all just typing at the keyboards. And that's how I closed my first deal.
There's a little bit of the fake it until you make it kind of.
A little bit, yeah. But it all worked out well, and we ended up building that company up to be the largest partner for Landesk in the world. Actually, we had operations in 7 countries, and it was an exciting ride. Sold that company in 2008. So
awesome. So I want to touch on 2 things. First, if you could give us even more color on that beginning, you know, how, because that's one of the things that people who aspire to be an entrepreneur probably always think about, how do I start? So for you, how were those first few days, you know, to get Fox as a client and you know, the challenges, the doubts, and you by yourself selling what, you know, the mental challenges you were facing at that moment?
Yeah, great questions. I think that as an entrepreneur, you've got to have a belief in yourself and that you can do it. And sometimes it needs to be a little blind faith as well, that you just have to believe that you can figure it out. And you know, I think for me, entrepreneurship has really been a roller coaster. It's not always good times, for sure.
We're going to touch on those.
Yeah, there's been challenging ones.
Because many interviews or podcasts around the world only touch on the successful moments. We'll try and touch on the hard moments.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. But when you hit those hard times, you have to maintain that faith that you can kind of figure out and solve the problem. And that's something I've got many friends today that are very successful entrepreneurs. And I think almost every single one of them has hit really difficult times. And I found that you actually learn a lot more in those challenging times than you do in the easy times.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to run a business when everything's going well. You really get yourself tested when the economy turns, and it's more challenging.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, because of as a child, I had run my own little mini businesses.